All right, it's supposed to be snowing out. There's supposed to be a nor'easter. There isn't. So I was going to bring you some exciting footage of me shoveling snow, knee deep in the cold stuff. But instead, I'm going to talk about something even more fun. I'm going to call this Super Geek or Geekier Than Thou. I don't know. It's going to be called a segment at some point. I like Super Geek because I can make a parody song of Super Freak. Super Geek, Super Geek. It's why I'm not a singer. Actually, I was a singer, but I'm not a singer now. And now you know why. So what I wanted to talk about was I found out a rumor that they're talking about rebooting Green Lantern. Now, Green Lantern's one of my favorite superheroes, and I grew up with the Green Lantern. He was one of the Super Friends. He was in the Superpowers. Not one of the original four, but he's a big character in the Justice League these days. In fact, the whole point of the Green Lantern Corps is that he's basically like a cosmic enforcer. Like he's a beat cop who's assigned to Earth. So his job is to kind of like make sure Earth is like safe and good and all that stuff. So he was one of my favorite superheroes growing up, and was very disappointed when the Ryan Reynolds movie came out with his like sparkly green emerald costume. I remember too that when I was probably like around a teenager, the Emerald Dawn series came out, which really rebooted the story of Hal Jordan and really made Green Lantern like a force in comic books. At that point, it was really Batman and Superman were the top two, and Green Lantern suddenly took a third spot really quickly due to the fact that they had sort of rebooted and remade the story. And he was a struggling alcoholic who had a DUI and actually had to go to jail for 90 days because he was in a car accident because he was drinking and driving. So that was a really great story. And of course, they also did the Emerald Twilight, which Hal Jordan kind of goes nuts. And I'm not going to give away the plot of too many of these stories because I think you should go check these out. And you can buy them real cheap. I think like the graphic novel is about $20 if you want to go pick up Emerald Dawn or Emerald Twilight. But the series was really cool, and I think did something to define an older, more established character into the modern realm. And you saw that with, say, Batman Year One. They sort of did this gritty reboot of it, and this was sort of like his remake. But it's kind of hard to take a character who's like green and has like a magic ring that can do anything. Usually, just makes a giant fist and punches somebody, you know. But so the rumor now going around is that they're going to reboot or remake a new Green Lantern with Tom Cruise. So it'll be interesting if he is, obviously Tom Cruise would be a white guy. So if he's going to play Hal Jordan or if he's going to play Guy Gardner, which is another Green Lantern. There have been a number of Green Lanterns on Earth, and those are probably the two most prominent or probably the two most well-known Green Lanterns that have sort of been the center of the comic book series. So I'd be really interested to see where this goes. Is this going to be like just a Tom Cruise vehicle? I didn't see last year's The Mummy, but from what I gather, it wasn't a terrible movie, but it wasn't anything special, and it certainly didn't boot a monster universe or the dark universes they had wanted to. They wanted an MC universe with Frankenstein, The Mummy, Dracula, Wolfman. They wanted all these movies to come out, and they were going to have all these different various really well-known actors jump into those roles to help facilitate that. So I'd be really interested to see whether or not this is also going to be part of the DC universe and whether or not it's going to somehow tie into another Justice League movie. At this point, I don't even know if we're doing another Justice League movie. I mean, I would imagine we would. It didn't do terrible. It didn't do great. I think there is plans to do, definitely they're doing an Aquaman because they've already shot it, and another Wonder Woman. So far, Wonder Woman has been the best of the DCU movies, and the best DC movie since The Dark Knight. So I kind of wonder what they're going to do with this Green Lantern, but we'll check it out. It looks like it could be really cool. I don't know. I mean, Tom Cruise, to me, I just think they could find somebody else. I think you could find someone young who really wants the role, or they could go in a completely different role with one of the other Green Lanterns. A Guy Gardner movie would be great. So we'll see if it's going to be Hal Jordan or not. But I just don't think Tom Cruise is the right guy for that. I almost think Tom Cruise at this point should do what, say, Russell Crowe did, or what some of the other actors. Like they've kind of just become like the dad, the father, the guy, the older person. Kirk Douglas, that's who I was thinking of in Ant-Man, who's kind of like he's sort of like the previous guy. So if anything, if this was how Tom Cruise could be Hal Jordan, but he's kind of like the retired Hal Jordan who's not doing it anymore, or a fallen Hal Jordan, and Guy Gardner comes in. I'd love to see that story before I see him front and center in the movie. Tom, you're just getting on in age, and we love you, or we did until you started jumping on couches, and and such. But we'll see. I mean, I think that could be a better role for him, and not to be the guy who has to always be in the forefront. But we'll see if his ego would allow him to sacrifice that. Who knows? Maybe we will see a good Green Lantern movie, or we won't. But that's it for now. There's no snow coming down. Maybe it'll come down later tonight. When I'm at my job, and then it'll just be a pain in the ass getting in and out of work. But we'll see. And I will definitely be back tomorrow. All right, power on.